In the world, Bo, it's your boy Big Low Country. I hope and pray everybody out there's doing great. Well, as good as we can do tonight. As good as we can do tonight. First of all, look, I don't know how we're going to approach this. It's a tough situation. We just lost to the Cardinals. But I got to put my best foot forward, in the words of Uncle Steve. So first of all, make sure that you put a what in the world, Bo, in the chat if you're watching the show after we've gone live already. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. And I think Coach Roney had something that she wanted to say.
No, I'm
Huh?
No, I'm good. What could I possibly have to say?
Oh, okay. I mean, I was just wondering.
Hey, ho! Arthur Smith has got to go. Hey, ho! Lord. Arthur Smith has got to go. I saw a request in the comments for a remix with Future. I'm working on that, guys. I'm working on it.
Huh? First of all, you ain't getting nowhere near Future.
I don't know. I hear he likes the ladies. D. Howard asked for the Future remix.
Oh my goodness. So, it's crazy because the schedule this week is a little bit different since it's one of those cases where, we actually going live. It's almost right after the game. We had to come back from Uncle Steve's house because, we watched the game in the lounge tonight. As a matter of fact, I believe Uncle Steve is going to make a special appearance, and we're going to see what we can get done. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I just want to get a couple things off my chest. This is where we're at. This is what you wanted, and this is where we're at. So it's one of those cases moving forward where, we've continuously, over and over again, given this man chances. And all I can say at this point in time is that this is where we're at with Arthur Smith. Bo, before the game, so tell me why I'm playing 2K last night and I made my player and everything, and I'm sitting here playing a video game. I get this alert saying that, the Falcons are saying that they're confident that Bijan Robinson is going to get a multitude of touches tomorrow. Bo.
Wonder where that came from.
So this is where we're at. Over and over again, the media continues to dictate what Arthur Smith does. But the thing is, he wants to continue to be the tough guy. And moving forward, the ASGTG is officially opened up. That's all I can say.
Whoa.
That's all I can say. I'm on board.
board.
The ASGTG, I'm on board with it. You have Big Low Country's backing. Let's go. Hey, you never heard me say this. Ho! Arthur Smith has got to go. I didn't say it. Goodness gracious, Bo. We lost to the 1-8 Arizona Cardinals. Doggone Kyler Murray came back, and mind you, it looked like he got hurt a little bit during the game. Kyler Murray came out there limping on 1 1/4 leg, running all over us. Meanwhile, we're in situations where we get an interception, get in the red zone, still can't score. You told us yourself, Arthur Smith, that you have to score whenever you get in the red zone. We get in the red zone from no help from the offense. Doggone Nate Landman doing everything out here. He's getting sacks, he's getting interceptions, tackling the people in the backfield, working in the concession stand, cleaning up the bathrooms, flying the plane to Arizona, and we get the red zone. We get in the red area, and you in the words of Jesus, you yourself said it. You yourself said it. You said you have to score when we get in the red zone. That's my job. You didn't get that done. So, and how much did we lose by today, Coach Roney?
2 or was it
We lost by a point.
It was 1 point.
We lost
were
by a
up
point.
by 2.
So not converting in the red zone cost us another game.
Dang, I didn't even realize it was.
It cost us another game, and it has continued to cost us games. Has the defense been playing bad these last couple of games? Yes, it has. But at the end of the day, we got to put it together. We got to put it together. Let me know how you feeling about this, Coach Ronnie.
Well, I mean, I like first of all, I see Padre is in the chat. So anybody who needs a registration, please go see Padre. But what I will say is I like your point about the defense. Like, yeah, they've been playing bad. They've been off. But they've been great at the beginning of the season. So we can give them some off days to figure it out and get it back together after Grady Jarrett is gone. Maybe they need some time to reassemble, reconnect, reconfigure, get themselves together, and then they could possibly come back. They earned that grace. I can't keep giving that same grace to Arthur Smith. My grace ran out a long time ago. But even just based off what he's been doing this year, like, you can't keep giving him chance after chance after chance when he's not ever shown that he can make it work. He's never had a winning season. So why are we still giving him more opportunities?
The fact of the matter is that we've been flip-flopping. Well, I can't say flip-flopping. We had Desmond Ridder as the quarterback, and we changed to Taylor Heineke to see if that could fix the offensive woes. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, it was poetic justice because we actually had both of them in the game today, and we still lost. And we still lost. Yeah. Steve, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on in. I know that you setting up, but gotcha. But it was poetic justice because we still lost. First of all, we got a couple Superman chats that we got to get to. Shouts out to everybody that's coming on to chill out with us today after the Falcons continue to let us down. I mean, it's like I don't know. Willie Dot, he says, bruh, this is embarrassing. We got 2 weeks to think about this. Nobody wants to win the NFC South.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Nobody wants to win.
Can't get out of our own way. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chant. Appreciate that, Bo.
The fact that the Panthers can kind of, sort of still be in the mix.
They can kind of, sort of still be in the mix.
It's horrible.
It's crazy. Oh Matty Ghost in here with $10. He says, look, I told you Arthur Blank is senile last year.
Oh, my gosh.
Rich McFluff needs to be fired also. Finally, I think Arthur Blank only cares about the soccer team, not the football team. That's that.
Are these the same moves from the blog?
That's a Superman chant.
Y'all, we posted a vlog when we went to Tennessee and high school college football game last weekend. And those are the exact same moves he used in that video. He thinks he can dance with his 3 moves.
Okay, Coach Ron's such a hater. I make sure y'all check out the vlog, man. We went out to Tennessee. We went out to Tennessee, great old Rocky Top. Padre says, hello, friends. Has anyone introduced you to the joy of the ASGTG? I'm trying to read it in his welcoming voice. Come to the altar and worship. Won't you come? The doors of the church are now open. Da, da, da. That's a Superman chant. Padre's a fool, man.
Won't you come?
Won't you come? Rose Stockton, he says, hey, ho, ho. Arthur Smith has got to go. Da, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Coach Ronald, you done started this up. You done started this up. Also, we got another Superman chat from JJ the Great. He says, whenever FedEx Jr. walks into a room, everybody covers their nose. Goodness gracious. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. It's rough, man. It's rough. Mafia, he says, oh, man, that vlog was fire. I appreciate that, Mafia. Thank you so much. Y'all make sure that y'all check out the vlog. We went to Tennessee, great old Rocky Top, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my cousin to go to a good college team so the Falcons could draft him.
Yeah,
so hopefully we don't have these problems in the
He plays on the defense.
He plays
on both sides of the ball.
He plays on both sides of the ball.
It's not like we can't use help there. Although he is a Saints fan, so I don't know what that means for our chances.
You would have to say that.
I don't know what that means for our chances. He's a Saints fan.
You have to say that. You have to say that. What's going on?
Oh, man. How are you, sir?
I am in my feelings. I'm sorry. I am. I got all these feelings going on. I'm pretty sure. We watched the game. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation.
Oh,
Inviting us over to the lounge. The Desmond Ridder jersey didn't really fit me, but I definitely appreciate it, man. But I'm
well,
pretty sure you seen my reaction during and after the game. I'm very perturbed.
well, as I told y'all before, I love Desmond, and there's nothing that's gonna stop my love for DR9. Let me ask you a question. In your wildest imaginations, back in August, did you think we'd be at this place? Did you ever think we would be right here?
Well,
Again.
I'm gonna put it to you like this right here. It's one of those situations where I can't say that I didn't think it, because every twice a day, Coach Roney, she would remind me that we were gonna be in this situation again.
I told all of you.
So I can't say that I never thought about it. I can't say, but we can ask the chat. We can ask the chat. Did y'all think we would be in this situation again? If you felt like, the Atlanta Falcons would be in this situation where we're, upside down, with more losses than wins at this point of the season, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like, we never would have been here, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know. But did you think that on?
Well, I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because of what we did this offseason. And somehow, some way, I was fooled into thinking that let's just put it in. Our quarterback situation is in a bad shape right now.
It's tough.
It's in bad shape. But no, I did not think we'd be 4-6 for the third year in a row. And I'm sitting here waiting for breaking news across the bottom of my streamer to say somebody's not going to be
I
here.
am too.
Needs to be
Dead
fired
man
also.
walking.
Finally, I think Arthur Blank.
I just don't. I'm telling you.
Dead man walking.
Oh, did you hear something?
Yeah, yes, I heard
Dead
something.
man walking.
Finally, I think Arthur Blank. Look,
Sound like I heard something.
look, I think so. I got this, after we put the video up on the channel, somebody commented and says breaking. It did in parentheses good news. Arthur Smith was released of his duties or whatever. I was like going to search Bleacher Report. I was like, man, like it was a good thing. I was like, wait a minute, is this true? Hold on. But unfortunately, it wasn't true. It wasn't true. But I'm looking for the alert too, but
Yeah.
I like Coach Rody, she's been right so far. And she told me on the way home, she was like, I just don't see them making a move during the season. They're gonna wait until the end of the season. That what she think.
And why?
I mean, why do you say that's the case, baby?
I'm just basing that off of Arthur Blank's history. He likes to give people chance after chance after chance. And I'm also basing on the fact that, Arthur Blank and Arthur Smith have a relationship via his dad, the founder of FedEx. So it's not as simple as just getting rid of him. You kind of have to let him go with dignity as well.
I've heard that narrative so many times, and I can understand where people think that. Let me tell you why I disagree. Dan Quinn, if you remember, he was given that lease on life at the end of 2019, where we were like, one more chance.
Yeah.
And he didn't wait 5 games into the season to make that switch.
Yeah.
I think Arthur Blank, if you go back and listen to the stuff preseason, I think he didn't put a number on it, but he did put an expectation on what he was expecting this year. Would you two argue that these are probably two of the more embarrassing losses because of the circumstances in probably the last couple of years? Don't get me wrong, we were upset that we lost last year, but how we lost and the
Yes.
circumstances of how we lost. I
Yes.
don't think Arthur Blank wants to be embarrassed. I think that's embarrassing. You lost to a guy who literally got off the Greyhound bus on Tuesday and they stitched up his jersey Sunday.
I seen somebody put the dogs back on his jersey a couple times because it was Velcro. They wasn't stitched on there. It was Velcro.
And today, even though Kyler Murray, don't get me wrong, I know he came back and he was like, but I look at the numbers, Low. He didn't have a great game.
What the
He
numbers
had
look
a
like?
good game. It was 19 for 32, 249, one interception, and rating of 71. Now, of course, obviously he used his feet. But
Yeah.
was he great?
I mean, I can't say he was.
Right.
I mean, he had great moments.
I mean, so I just go back. Arthur Smith, man.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, because we all at a loss for words and everything. I know we asked everybody what they thought as far as like if they thought we would have been in this same situation. And I was putting them up while we were talking.
Okay.
Willie Dodd, he said that he didn't think we were going to be in this situation, and it seems like almost everybody agrees with him. Jay Murphy and Adante Spate, he said that he saw it coming. But Jay Black, William Amy, Mills, Justin Jameson, Coach Ghost Peppers, ATLGA Faithful. I mean, everybody said that they just didn't see this coming, huh?
Yeah. And,
You know?
and that's the hard part. That's the hard part, man, because for real, I thought we would be at least 6-4 by the bye. And remember, in Deion Sanders' form, we started the year so great. And now you look back, we have lost 6 out of 8.
Yeah.
That's not good.
You stuck like Chuck, Bo. You stuck like Chuck. And think about it. It's like, so all right. So think about it like this. If we go into the bye and we don't make a move,
Okay.
because I mean, the message that you're giving us during this bye, because last year we didn't make a move with the quarterback.
Right.
So if we go into into this bye as with Arthur Smith as the head coach, and we come back and we lose that next game, while you still have a chance, because it's been obvious that, hey, the problem isn't the quarterbacks as much as it is the head coach. So in a few people, they made a comment, under the video said, well, Arthur Smith, he wasn't the one out there missing tackles. But Arthur Smith has his own private office for a reason. Arthur Smith gives all these press conferences for a reason. He's the head coach. He's the one that's responsible for making sure everybody gets their tackles and make sure everybody executes the way they're supposed to execute at the end of the day.
When you hire a coach whose expertise is supposed to be in offense, and for the first 2 years we lacked the talent, and it could be argued that this might be our most talented offensive team since all of the Julio Matt turnover, and you still can't put up points against a 1-8 team. That's going to keep repeating back in my mind. We lost to a 1-18. McBride is probably making Pro Bowl plans based on what he did on
That's
our
gonna put him
offense.
in there by itself. That's gonna put him in there by itself.
Goodness gracious.
It's tough. It's tough.
And I hear what the people saying about missed tackles and stuff like that. But let's go back to what we talked about before. This defense gave up 2 touchdowns. We gave up 2 touchdowns today. Matt Prater had a Young Wei Koo type game with 4 field goals. So it goes back to that same narrative. Guru,
Arthur Smith is a genius.
where are you in making this team an effective offense? I don't know.
Man, it's tough. P Star says, "Wake me up from this nightmare." It's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. But the thing is, unfortunately, this is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Unfortunately, this is where we're at. So it's like we have to figure out how we're going to proceed. And I mean, moving forward, it's like, how do you approach the bye?
Right.
You know, that's the thing.
I think you approach the bye by saying bye-bye to your favorite and my favorite coach, Arthur Smith. I think right now you need something that, because let's face it, you're going to have 2 different things come out. Either you're going to start the bye and run off these next 7 games and go 6-1, shock the world or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. Or you're going to be in a situation that you were probably used to. Looks like 7-10, 8-9 might be the peak. And looking to start over anyway. So why not speed that process up? You know things are going to change. And figure out your situation next year. I mean, we're there now, y'all. I understand. I know it's not over. It's 4-6. Blah, blah, blah. No, this is not a team ready to compete right now.
You know what it's time for.
What is it?
And you know it's actually perfect that me and you are on the stream together. You know that I associate a lot of things with music. So everybody in the chat, Coach Roney, Uncle Steve, and everybody else, I think I have playlists for everything. So I think if y'all have any songs that we need to come up with as we thinking about breaking up with this person or any breakup songs, please feel free to let me know, because I think it's about time to. You know, I was wondering why it was raining all weekend, because I'm feeling like sunshine, blue sky, please go away. That's how I started to feel.
I got a couple of songs. I don't know if the edits will make me. Oh man. Dude, this is. I am literally at a loss for a song at this time.
It's tough.
But trust me, I'm gonna come up with something.
Dre true statement. He says, "What in the world, Bo? Coach Roney, you got any more of those ASGTG applications?"
We have plenty of applications. Padre printed them up fresh. We're ready to go.
Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman. Well, you know what? I forgot. We got Uncle Steve on here. Uncle Steve, do you have any?
Super chat. Express yourself. Super chat. Tell us what you're talking about. Super chat. Express yourself. I knew it, Uncle Steve in the house.
Look at y'all. That's what y'all gonna get at Uncle Steve's Lounge. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Uncle Steve's Lounge. Y'all.
I tried to save his voice. I'm trying to say your voice.
Oh,
that is a good one down there. ATLAX. I love that song.
I better pull it up. I got Jay Black. You know, I
Oh,
gotta
sorry.
get that. He said Terry Fontenot don't like Archie Smith anyway. So you know, I gotta get a little dancing out. That's that da da da. That's Superman shit.
I agree. I don't think he likes them.
Yeah. I mean, we all know. Wait a minute. So ATL AX, what do you say? Let's see.
So my vote. Let's have to see that one right there. He said his vote is for "I Hate You So Much Right Now" by Khalees. I love that song. I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now. I hate you so. Neptunes, man. You can never go wrong with Neptunes.
Can't never go wrong with Neptune.
Never go wrong with Neptunes.
Larry
Boy.
Kelly, he says Manhattan's kiss and say goodbye.
Ooh.
Man, shouts out to Rav. He said boys and men to the end of the row.
Listen, girl, I gotta tell you something. Arthur Smith, need to pack those bags. Let's kiss. Send this behind home.
Look, I mean, I don't know. I'm thoroughly and utterly confused. Padre, he also says, Uncle Steve, if you put Arthur Smith on the milk carton, there may or may not be a key lime cake in it for you, hypothetically.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that because that sounds like it might be some illegal activity involved. but
So you see Padre. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chant. Also, we got Matty Ghost. He says Blank needs to sell the team. His focus is obviously on the soccer. He cares less about our football team, and it shows with hiring this unproven bum. Goodness gracious. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chant, boy. Man, my feelings are kind of hurt on that one. Goodness gracious. That man has a family. Goodness.
Oh. wait.
Oh man. Dre, he says the thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away.
Thrill is gone away. Sing it, BB.
Man.
He's right.
So I want to ask the chat. Shouts out to Brandon Levy. He has this thing, you know, he brings the scissors when it's time to go ahead and cut it and let somebody go.
Uh-oh.
What you say, baby? What you say? Oh, my bad. So I want to ask the chat, do y'all think that it's time to, do y'all think the right choice is to move on from Arthur Smith? Needs to be fired.
Dead man walking.
I think Arthur Blank. If y'all do think we need to move on from Arthur Smith during this bye week, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like we need to wait and reassess everything at the end of the season, put a 2 in the chat. Because I think that's the big question.
Arthur Smith is a genius.
I think that's a big question hanging over everybody's head. Oh my goodness. You got some more songs. Willie Doc says, I get so lonely. So lonely. Oh man. Drake's True Statement says, Take a Bow by Rihanna.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good song choices. The Dixon Way, Larry's in here. Shouts out to Larry. He came with the ones. Mike Hollywood, Willie Doc. He says too. He says you wait, you hold on to it, but the ones are overwhelming. J Boy, William Amy, Marquise Miller, Jermaine Simmons. I mean, everybody's, you know, Larry from the Dixon Way, Dante Spade. They all said it's you know, it's time to go ahead and make that move. Joe Hudson, Houston's in here on Uncle Steve's Lounge. He says, Bone Thugs and Harmony, meet you at the crossroads. And
the crossroads, you be lonely.
Nothing there
Oh, y'all, that was my favorite part of the building. Oh, y'all, I miss my uncle, y'all. I didn't care about none of the rest of this stuff. That boy missed his Uncle Charles.
Man, I miss my Uncle Charles. Hey, man. Padre says, when a fan is fed up.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Hey, y'all go. That's it. R. Kelly.
Hey. That's it. That's it.
It's the R. Kelly project.
Hey. You can't fool with it. Jay Murphy said he feels like we should wait. D. Howard
Really?
and Dexter Vlash, they said, you know, it's time to make the move. Brandon Levy says, you know, he feels like we should wait as well. I mean, so I'm actually seeing more twos than I thought.
Let me ask you a question, though, Lo, to piggyback off that. But the people with the twos specifically, since it's not that many, are you saying two just because you don't want to disrupt the season? Or are you saying two because you really think
Arthur Smith is a genius.
which one is it? So are you saying two because you have belief in Arthur to turn this around? Or are you saying two to just say, nah, we shouldn't just disrupt the season and get rid of it? Is that a fair question?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question.
I mean,
I think that's a fair question. I mean,
because it can't get any worse at the moment.
It can't get any worse.
It can't get any worse.
It
So
can't.
are you willing to keep going at this low level of playing? I mean, low level of coaching, just for the sake of saying, let's just get to the end of the year. I don't get that.
Well, I mean, the thing is though, is that so like if we look at it, and I think this is the point that Coach Rowan has been making over and over again. If we look at it, it's legit one of those cases where let's say he would have won today's game. Like, is that legit the answer moving forward? Because like I said, like, you know, I made this point like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's going to continue to be a roller coaster. Like, he'll win a game, he'll lose 2 games, and you know he'll turn around and we'll say, oh, he has it fixed. And then moving forward, he don't really got it fixed. Then we're stuck in the same place that we were stuck in. So it's like, I mean, do we really, at this point in time, it's like, is he going to get it fixed? And let's say he goes on and let's say he goes 8-9. What do you do? Because he's already called the fan base toxic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is there really anything coming back from that?
The fan base should be the last thing on his mind right now. The fan base should be absolutely the last thing on his mind. He should be thinking about Realtor.com and what he needs to do to look for a future place to live.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
That man is good. He's good. It's not a situation where he has to look for somewhere else. Oh, right. Steve, like we had somebody hit you up in your chat. Rusty Moore, he says fire Arthur Smith and hire Ben Johnson as the OC from Detroit. The OC from Detroit, and let him draft his quarterback. We have weapons. This won't be a full rebuild. $190 million in free agency. 4 and 6 is not acceptable. Go ahead and hit one of them super chats.
Thank you so much, Rusty. We appreciate that super chat.
Appreciate the super chat. Hey!
What?
Hey!
What's going on? What?
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Russ.
Hey, wait. Was that James Green?
Yeah, he was sitting in the side. No, that was James Lavender.
Oh, okay. I know what James Brown. It was James Bates.
James Turquoise.
Cameron Brown from Waffle House said, "What's up?"
Oh, wait a minute. Coach Roy said Cameron Brown from. So I was at a Waffle House today because you know Uncle Steve's such a bad influence, and you know. Every time I talk to Steve, man, he's like, hey, Lo, I'm finna run in here Waffle House right quick. Let me see if I can find on camera.
Hey, man.
But I met Cameron Brown at the Waffle House earlier this morning, you know, whenever I was trying to pregame for the show. And, you know, he said, what's up? I'm trying to pull him up in here. If you could, Coach Runner, could you pull it up for me? But yeah, shouts out to you, Cameron, man. I seen him at the Waffle. They said you could learn a lot about a man about how he orders his Waffle House order. So, I ain't get a chance to see him order his food, but shouts out to Cameron, man. It was nice to meet you today, brother. What in the world, bro? Definitely. So look, I know we spent the first few minutes talking about why we need to fire Arthur. Talking about the fact that we need to fire Arthur Smith.
Okay.
Like, let's talk about the actual game and what we saw happen. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Because to me, it's always like a few moments that just stick out like a sore thumb to me. Like, tell me what you seen in this game, huh?
Well, the first thing I saw was the Falcons absolutely tried to run the ball. And I do like the fact that at least they had some identity with that. I think we were talking even close to the third quarter where the Falcons had run the ball. The run-pass ratio was at least 2-1. I think they had like 28 rushes at one time to Heineke and about 14 passes. So it was obvious they were trying to run the ball. I like that. I don't have a problem with that. But it seemed to be a little predictable at one time. And yes, I understand you're trying to impress your will on the folks, but man, it would be nice to be able to have at least a game plan where you can do a little bit more play action and kind of just mix some things up a little bit. I just don't feel like, yes, we ran it, but we just didn't mix it up enough to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree with you. And you know how whenever you're about tired of somebody and you just feel like you're ready to move on from them,
right?
Like, is it one of those cases where it's like everything they do just annoys you?
Oh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything they do, it's just, I mean, you can do anything. Shouts out to Cameron Brown. I see you in here right here. He says, "What's up, Big Low? This is Cameron from the Waffle House earlier. You already know it, man. Much love." But I'm really annoyed, and I don't know if you heard me mention this at the beginning of the show. The fact that the Falcons, it was obvious a press release that came from the Falcons saying, "Oh yeah, we're confident Bijan Robinson is going to get the ball tomorrow." If he, exactly, that's what I'm saying. So if it was a situation where if you were gonna give him the ball, just give him the ball. You don't gotta tell everybody else. It's not like you're such a great play caller. They can't stop you. They know who's gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
They are at a loss right now because I truly don't think the Atlanta Falcons thought we would be in this situation. I really don't.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm legit confused. Maffia's in here. He says Art is 18-26 with no winning seasons in 3 years with 4 different quarterbacks. Arthur Smith is blando or soft in Spanish. He was who we thought he was. Well, I mean, we thought he was an offensive guru. Dun dun dun. That's a Superman chat, but we thought he was an offensive guru.
Wow.
But I mean, I think we could say he is who. What'd you say, babe?
I like that.
Blondo. but I think he is. He's not who we thought he was. I think that's a better way of saying it, because we were looking at the things that were going on in Tennessee and thinking that he was going to be doing all of these great things, and yet here we are sitting here trying to figure out. We're just driving aimlessly around 285 trying to find a touchdown. Like, this is ridiculous. We get a touchdown. It got, see, think about this. Like, 'cause I sit right next to the Dirty Bird nest. It's gotten to the point where whenever we score a touchdown, we're shooting confetti cannons. That shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case. My little cousin came with me to the game. He was like, "Man, y'all won a Super Bowl from scoring a touchdown." That shouldn't be the case, Like, yeah, you celebrate or whatever, but we shot confetti cannons and everybody only get one. Because he ain't like we just scored 2 in the game.
Look, man. I think the folks here are we're tired of this. These last 3 games have been excruciating because you have a team that can win. You have a team that, I mean, folks, this is not a bad team. Last couple of years, we had a bad team. We had a bad team, and we probably lucked up and played over our heads last year. The frustrating thing about this year is that I actually think we have better players on this team, and they're not being utilized to their fullest. And I just feel like the more this guy stays in charge, the more it's going to stay the same. There has been nothing that's changed.
Ain't nothing changing. And the thing is that it's like I know a lot of people are like, man, like what's wrong with Kyle Pitts? And they're like, we'll see a flash. We'll see a flash from shouts out old Smitty and Smooth Smitty's in. What's going on, Smitty?
What's up, Smitty?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Ain't nothing much, man. Nothing much. But we'll see a flash from Drake London every now and then. It's almost like he just reminds us, like, hey, I can be good, but if you don't fix this problem with Arthur Smith soon, it's gonna be one of those cases where they're gonna have decisions to make. It's gonna be Kyle Pitts or Arthur Smith. Cut and dry, simple and plain.
Do I have a vote?
Some people would say that you don't. Some people would say that you don't, But look, at the end of the day, you're a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I don't care what nobody says, man. It's like I hate to sound 90s, but the customer's always right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. In my opinion, they are.
Man, Smitty, tell us what you thinking, bro. I ain't had a chance to check you out after the game because we were driving back home. But tell us what you thinking about this, bro.
The only thing I think about this game is the same old thing, bro. It just like you never seen that movie called Life, and you know that guy can't get right. That's who Arthur Smith remind me of. He just can't get right.
What you mean?
And if y'all haven't noticed, the team is taking shape just like his ego. When you can't trust your coach to lead you, how do you expect the players to play on the field? They have been playing uninspired to me for the last 3-4 weeks. And it's not getting any better, and I don't think it'll get better. I think going into this bye week, Arthur Blank got to do some soul searching because going forward, I just don't see Arthur Smith as coach.
I think it's one of those cases, and I do agree with you. I can tell the difference between these last 3 weeks and the first 3 weeks. And I don't know if it's a situation where I don't know if making that quarterback change kind of affected how everybody felt. I don't know if it was a situation where, they're starting to look and see, like, hey, like, what is Arthur Smith doing? Like, if we really think about it, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's kind of like what me and Coach Ronald were saying. If you got Kurt Warner, Matt Ryan, and all these other football analysts saying, what in the world is he doing? Like, it's not. It's him. It's him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We tried to kind of figure it out. Like what, what is it? Who is it? In the words of, that old Michael Jackson song, who is it? Like, we try to figure it out. Is it a friend of mine? Like, who is it?
Is it my brother?
There you go, Smitty. There you go. I can't think it comes on. I'm saying. We've been trying to figure out who is it. It's been Arthur Smith this whole time.
Y'all, wow.
I know we were talking about the game specifically today. You know, Kyler Murray came off the deck and look, he had some obviously the bad throw. And matter of fact, before I go any further, shout out to Nate Landman, man. Nate Landman, if they need to be thinking about inking him very soon before we go into this.
I just said that
offseason.
an hour ago.
Oh my goodness, he is having some really good stuff with this team. Folks, how the fans? How is the Atlanta Falcons organization going to deal with the backlash of these fans? And I'm not just talking about at the stadium, but you saw it on game day yesterday or the day before with Arthur Smith. They booed him. They booed him when they said his name. They booed that man. I mean, this is something that you have to start thinking about as an organization, that they have absolutely turned on him. It's just not a Bill Belichick situation where you won 6 rings and all of a sudden you're bad. You have no equity. You haven't had a winning season here. You have no reason to be snotty. You have no reason to be pompous. And the longer we keep going, for those of you who think we should keep going through the rest of the season, folks, you're going to have an empty Mercedes-Benz for these last 3 games.
I just said that same thing just an hour ago.
Did you? Mm.
Yeah, because think about it. The fans, you got to appease the fans, because you had us up there at training camp, me and Big Low and Big Uncle Steve. You had us all up there. You had us food. You had us bamboozle, because I was hyping up the crowd like, hey, we finna get to it this year.
Exactly.
But at the same time, how can you do that when you have the same type mentality in the building, in the front office? And as I keep saying, man, to me, and I'm going to just, this for me, to me, what's going on right now is just karma. That's all it is. Because you don't hire a head coach before the GM. Everybody knows
Never
this.
do that. You never do that.
So that was the first mistake. Second mistake, if you're going to build a team a certain way, make sure you build it the right way. Do you know all the defensive stars we missed out on to go out to these offensive guys, and then you don't put a quarterback in place to bring it all together and have a decent offense? If the run game ain't working, the pass game ain't working. If the pass game ain't working, the run game ain't working. Come on. It's called balance for a reason.
It's balance.
And there's no balance on this team on offense or defense or the coaching staff. So we just back at square one like we was 3 years ago.
Well, I mean, and to Uncle Steve's point, it's like, to come with this pompous attitude. It's like one thing that we have to acknowledge, guys. Think about this: Bill Belichick won 6 rings, right? Think about this now. Let's put this together. How long ago did Tom Brady leave the Patriots? Was it 3 years ago or 4 years ago? It was 3 years ago.
What it was, 2019 is 4 years. So yeah,
okay, so 4 years ago. So think about this. They're saying that Belichick and the Patriots are mutually agreeing to part ways after he's won 6 championships. But think about this now. Think about this. It's like, so it's one of those situations. They're parting ways after this man won 6 championships, and we still talk about keeping Art Smith when he ain't done nothing for us these last 3 years.
Well,
nothing.
Like, what in the world?
As my uncle would say, Nathan, he ain't done nothing.
Piggybacking on that thought train, Lo, think about Philadelphia. Philadelphia won the Super Bowl the 2017 season in the 2018. They basically, with having probably, what would y'all say? A Super Bowl gets you what? 5 years equity?
Probably, yeah.
About 5 years, okay? In 2 years, they said, forget you, Carson Wentz, forget you, Doug Peterson, strip the team down,
Yep.
and before the 5 years up, we're one field goal away from winning the
Win
second
another Super
championship
Bowl. Yep.
in 5 years.
Completely different team.
Boom.
Completely
So
different.
so why does that happen in that situation? But then in our situation, we have to, and not saying people, you're entitled to your opinions. Why do we have to wait to make moves? Why do we have to wait? I just don't get that.
That's a simple answer, Uncle Steve. The owner trusts the GM, and the owner let the GM do his job. And see, that's why I go back. That's why I just said the word karma, because if you trusted the GM, you would have let him pick the coach that he works better with. Then that way you build a team with those two guys, not with what Rich McKay want to do, not with what Arthur Blank want to do, but what the GM want to do. That's what you're paying for.
GM been quiet.
GM been real quiet.
He's been.
But think about it. It's not his problem. It's not his problem.
It is his problem.
No, it's not. Because think about it. I said,
but you signed up. I hear what you're saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
But I understand the circumstances that Arthur Smith was hired first and Terry. I still think, I know what people are saying. I still think in the world of things, I think they knew Terry Font. Now, I'm not saying Terry made the hire, but remember the situations at that time. They couldn't hire Terry because New Orleans was still in the playoffs at that time during that week. And you can't hire away the team person until their season is officially over. That's what happened with Dan Quinn. Remember, we had to wait for Dan Quinn when he was in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. All that aside, he knew. He signed up knowing Arthur Smith was going to be here. Now, as a GM with a 14-day wait until the next time you embarrass yourself, the next time the Falcons play on the field, you better step up to the plate and listen and get on. I'm not saying go by everything Twitter or Instagram says, but feel the atmosphere around this team right now. There's a dark cloud.
Needs to be
dead man walking.
Finally,
and you better figure it out. I'm just saying.
Look, I think, and I agree with you. It is a situation where Terry Fontenot has been very quiet. It's like, I don't know if you noticed, but I hadn't seen him walking around the stadium like I used to.
Nope.
And, it's like, one thing about Terry, it's like, I know, like, if I go to the stadium when the doors first open up, I can walk around and I can see Terry walking around the stadium with an assistant or something. Or I can see him on the field. I hadn't seen Terry like the last 5 weeks. Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't know if there's something going on behind the scenes.
Something's going on, but the love we used to share is gone.
What's going on? What's going on?
Y'all don't turn into Showtime at the Apollo,
But seriously though, I don't know, Smitty. You hit that note a few minutes ago now.
Yeah, he did. Come on,
my brother. Okay, Smitty, I hear you. But it's like I really feel like it's one of those situations where, Terry looking at Arthur looking at Terry is like, okay, well, like this isn't gonna last long. We all just waiting. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see.
But to be honest, I asked this question on my show a little bit earlier. Going forward, do y'all really trust Arthur Smith to get another win with this team? See, Uncle Steve, fresh expression say everything.
I ain't said nothing.
Trying not to be negative, man. I'm trying not to, but it's hard. It's hard. It's Smitty. It's hard. But you know the answer already, man.
Oh yeah, I said no. Plain as day. I said no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is that I feel like you look at the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
It's like the New Orleans Saints are over there. I see D. Lawton and some other Saints fans in the chat. You know, much love to y'all. Y'all still part of the coaching staff. But I see them over there. It's like they just lost to the Minnesota Vikings today. You know, Josh Dobbs, you know, gutted them like a fish. And, you know, put them up on the post. And, you know, I don't know if y'all went catfish fishing. You know, you peel that skin back, you put it on the post, you just peel that skin. That's what Josh Dobbs did to that Minnesota Vikings defense today. But anyway, fact of the matter is that we're acting like this. We're acting like this, and think about this. We're just one game out of the lead because we know how good this team can actually be. Meanwhile, the Saints, you know, they wander aimlessly around the bayou. They don't know what to do. They thinking that they got hope again with Jameis Winston because Jameis Winston came in and threw a couple of passes.
I can do you one better than that. As I look in Houston to see what C.J. Stroud just did today and last week.
Come on, why you had to even say that? You come on.
I got to because as I look at it, I keep hearing this rid of this, trying to handicap that. It ain't the quarterback. It's the system and the scheme and the coach and the play caller. We've been saying it how long, Augustine? How long have we been talking about situational play calling?
All the time. And boy, does that Houston win look good now, doesn't it?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can I circle back to you, Lo, when you were talking about you were playing Sesame Street and saying how it was nice and sunny.
That was you.
We're only one game out.
That was you. That was you.
Can I play devil's advocate?
You just advocate yourself.
We could also be 2 games clear of every team in the NFC South at this moment.
See why you?
Yeah.
Y'all some dead
situational play calling.
Dude, you are foolish played away in the Minnesota game. You are a couple of. I don't even know what to say today. Today was so bland. It was just like a bland. It almost looked like high school football. You know, the football team that can't pass the ball and all they do is run.
Like the
like our Astros.
Yeah, I take it a step further. The option when you had Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech and he couldn't throw the ball.
Oh wow,
good call. Very good call.
And you had all of those NFL style wide receivers that just kept coming out of there. Kind of like Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Yeah,
let me ask y'all something. I know Kyler Murray coming back from a knee injury, and to me, he still didn't look confident on the knee, but he made plays.
I know where he's going.
But if he get outside the pocket, who out there can catch him?
Ain't nobody, especially with Troy Anderson not out there. Like Nate Landman, he's a good linebacker.
But think about this though. See, this is where coaching come in. Who is the fastest defensive end on the team?
Defensive end? Probably Ed Bucchetti, right?
D'Angelo Malone. Easily.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have no guy with speed on the outside to help contain the edge with a quarterback who runs a 4.4, and you know Campbell can't catch him, and you know Taquan Graham or none of those guys can catch him, why is D'Angelo Malone on the field?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, why don't you just, all you gotta do is go 007 and spy him?
Yeah.
But see, you know that. But you got coaches getting paid millions of dollars to do that. They don't know it. Make sense.
I mean, and Dato, that's on Ryan Nielsen. That ain't even on Arthur. I mean, at the end of the day, like Arthur Smith.
Coaching, that's what I said. That's why I said coaching.
Yeah, Arthur Smith, he's at the top of that food chain. But, I mean, it's a succession, and that's on Ryan Nielsen.
But today they actually, and think about it, the plays in the first half compared to the plays in the second half, they actually did a better job containing him in the second half.
Yeah, then the first.
Because most of the stuff he did, he scrambled and made plays with his arm more than he scrambled and was getting loose out there. So I will say I think they adjusted that. Now, what you have to do is get Smitty's favorite player, Richie Grant, and see if he can actually check a tight end or actually cover somebody. Richie Grant, man.
That dude can't even stand next to a stop sign.
Richie Grant had an awful game today. Awful game.
I mean, you being generous by saying that.
It wasn't really awful. Like,
what? Really? What do you call it?
What do I call it? I can't say it because this ain't my show. But trust me.
he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know.
But ain't that always the case?
yeah, that's pretty much the case. That's pretty much the case. Look, I mean, that last play, you know, whenever he
the tight end.
Yeah, that tight end, you know, was it Wilson? I can't remember. McBride. It's like we gotta think about it. Think about it though. It was either gonna be a catch or it was gonna be a PI because
that's true.
Because he wasn't even turned around. He was still running full speed. It was gonna be a catch or a PI.
Again, we talk about matchups. You got a tight end like a Trey McBride. I think he about 6'5", about 270. Why wasn't Trey Flowers on the field? Somebody that could, you know, cover him with their size. You got Richie Grant out there making mistakes, and Trey Flowers can also play safety. So you match up size against size in that aspect.
But everybody ran Trey Flowers off around week 3.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, but he's still on the team. You got to use him. Just like D'Angelo Malone I was talking about earlier, you got to use him. It's all about matchups in the NFL. And to be honest, man, Arizona, they were beat up in the trenches on both sides of the football.
They were.
And people were getting hurt.
But the thing is, think about this, guys, is that consistently the guy who was supposed to, like, I think we're forgetting that through the Mike Smith era and through the Dan Quinn era, how many games did we lose because we couldn't get a first down?
Yeah.
I'm just saying we couldn't get a first down at the end of the games on 4th and 1 and 3rd and 1.
I do remember that,
like,
that series of times.
It happened so many times. Yeah, so going into this regime with Arthur Smith, he was supposed to fix all of those problems. Now, and he was supposed to be the offensive line whisperer because he played O-line at North Carolina. Well, he watched people play offensive line at North Carolina. The fact of the matter is that the offensive line is looking like it's starting to look like the weak link of the team.
Did you mention the Mike Smith era, right?
Yes.
And they didn't have. Go ahead, Augustine, because I was finna add on that. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was just saying. First, shame on you for talking about the Mike Smith era, because Mike Smith, the winningest coach in Atlanta Falcon history. Again, I say this with a straight face. 5 straight winning seasons, 1 horrible 4-12 season, and a 6-10 season where we literally played for the division on the last game. Arthur Smith, first 3 seasons, 7-10, 7-10, some semblance of a losing season. How dare you put him in the same category, Lo? How dare you?
Look, I'm not putting him in the same category. I'm just saying this is what he was supposed to be fixing from those 2 errors from the Mike Smiths and the Dan Quinns where we couldn't get first downs on 4th and shorts. That's all I'm saying. But it seems like we're still in the same boat. It's like we jumped off the boat and jumped in the same boat. So we basically
as I was gonna
jumped
say,
up and down.
As I was going to say, Mike Smith didn't have no reason to be that bad on 4th and 1 because you had Roddy Julio, Tony Gonzalez, and Michael Turner. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's true. But we did. We did win with them.
We did. It's like people always say the Falcons were soft. We were having this conversation in the lounge today. People always say that the Falcons were soft under that Mike Smith era, but I be doggone, we were the least penalized team.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we just methodically moved the ball down the field. I mean, you call me soft as much as you want to. I bet you Roddy White finna get 11 catches for 120 yards. You call me, I don't care. Call me soft. I'm soft. Touchdown. I'm soft data. You know, it is what it is.
But as I said before, the sad part in the whole thing is we at the exact same spot we were the last 2 years.
Exact.
It's time to move on. It's time to move on. Like, I don't know why I don't see how I'm pretty sure they're flying home right now. I don't see how they pay. He should be eating them Biscoff cookies.
You ever see? I think we talked.
He should be eating the Biscoff cookies.
I think we talked about this scene once before. Y'all remember that scene in the Tupac movie where Snoop Dogg got on the plane and he grabbed that knife
and got on the plane.
It got another. That's what Arthur Smith too.
Went to the back of the plane.
And went to the.
Oh man, Seth Thomas. He said, "Man, y'all blew this man ego, calling him a guru." So he
called him a guru? Get that straight. Who called him a guru? I didn't.
So he brought in. Wait a minute. He brought in this long-haired dude that walks around barefoot and talk about finger foods all the time. So
we thank you for calling, but define y'all.
Like he got a mouse in his pocket. Like
Uncle Steve, what did I say about Arthur Smith last year? We talking about last year.
You said it was a horrible play caller last year. Yeah, and Smitty been calling him straight up, and I'm not even placating him because he's on the screen. I used to kind of get hot. I used to like, dang, Smitty, but he ain't got nobody. He ain't got nobody on the team. And Smitty would sit there. This time, I think he had a purple mic. He sat there and said how bad that Arthur Smith was calling these games. And now you have the Bijan. Now you have the other folks here. And I should change it to Smitty is a genius because he is.
And I also said, and I still think this is going to happen. And now I see it more than ever. Last year, I said I could see the Falcons trading Kyle Pitts. After today's game and going to this bye week, I can see it happening.
Man, that man just had a baby, bro. Think about this now. I'm sure Kyle Pitts is probably like, man, I could have just stayed home with my child. How many catches Kyle Pitts getting dated? He's like, I could have stayed home.
You cold. You cold.
Like, yeah, man, he flew all the way to Arizona. You thinking, like, yeah, we're gonna get up. He didn't even get. Let me check the stat sheet. Let me see how many.
Are you cold under the winter breeze with a baby standing outside with no pamp on?
And listen, after today, because of the situation that we're in now, folks, y'all better start paying attention to the Drake Mays, the Shedeur Sanders, the Michael Penix. It's just Shedeur coming out. Shedeur coming out.
You think
that his daddy, I'm gonna tell you, and I had this conversation with somebody earlier. Let me tell you something. Deion Sanders would be the most selfish parent in the world to not let his son come out at his maximum, what could be his maximum draft potential at this moment. Yep. Anything can happen going into next year. You see how, I don't know if y'all noticed the last couple of days, he already walking around with a giddy up because he don't have an offensive line.
I know.
And if you're foolish enough, Deion Sanders, for your personal gain at Colorado, to bring that man back when he can truly come out as a top 10 pick in the draft, I think that would be crazy for him to go back to Colorado. Absolutely ridiculous.
But one point that I think that would make him stay is, y'all know he won the highest paid, probably the highest paid player in college football right now. So he will be making more in college next year than his rookie contract. And that's crazy to say.
And that's true. But what if he gets hurt next year? You could be the highest paid person with your knee and still not be a first round pick in 2025. If something, I'm not saying it will happen, But I'm saying just you gotta start thinking about that. I don't even think Shador would be my first pick, quite honestly. I'm in love with Penix. I
Drake
know a lot of people don't like his.
Drake May is that dude though. As I look at
Yeah,
him,
no, Drake May is nice. Rusty been on Drake May, man. Rusty been trying to send me flowers and everything, talking about some Drake May. So I'm about sold on him, and he is nice.
Man, I met
yeah, I
Drake
saw
May like
Penix
3
play
weeks ago.
Saturday. So yeah, Penix, he gonna be another guy that sneaks up the board. And I've been saying this, you're gonna see him come all the way up to the top 10. Because all he has to do is finish out this season strong. He's already top 15 to me. But he gets a big bowl win. Oh yeah, that's gonna grow.
What do y'all think about Daniels out of LSU?
Man, I knew
No,
somebody was gonna mention it. I knew
not
somebody was
yet.
gonna mention it after that game last night. I knew
He
somebody
had
was
two
gonna say something
he
about it.
had 200-yard rushing last night.
Right.
But I still don't see him as a pro. To me, to be honest, he's a taller version of Bryce Young.
They said that about CJ Stroud too.
Ooh.
Oh, but I knew CJ Stroud real when I saw that Georgia game. I knew it.
Oh,
Well,
And shout
I
out
think
Tidy Jones, man, because Tidy Jones was on that CJ Stroud train all last year.
He
So,
sure was. He sure was.
yeah, I remember him. Tidy was stomping for them, stomping on. But listen, I'm telling you, somehow, some way, you're gonna either do that or do the move that Smitty did a whole video of it. I want to say early 2022, and we talked about it even this year. Chicago is about to have two first-round picks
Here we go.
this year. They're about to have two. I hear y'all.
Here
No,
we go.
Low. I know. Go ahead and take that etc.
Man.
Go ahead and get that BC powder.
Oh boy.
They have
I mean-
two first-round picks this year. They're
And you-
gonna have
come on.
no need
come on.
for Justin Fields.
Come
I'm
on.
not telling you Justin Fields is the
answer.
savior, but this
Yeah.
is what I am telling you. You're not gonna spend a lot on Justin Fields because he's still under
Rookie
contract.
Yep.
And you bring in an OP to cater to how this dude plays. He was playing very good ball before he got hurt.
He was.
Sorry, he was.
He was.
And I'm telling you, we're 4-6 now, folks. We ain't running off 7 straight. I'm telling you, we better start thinking about stuff like this right now. We better start thinking about it.
And I'm glad you said that because I said something about that earlier.
You made a thing about it
You made a whole
earlier
bunch about
this
it, man.
year,
But
and
see,
I
that's
remember
what I'm
people
saying.
were laughing at you, Smitty.
We
when you
talking
said
about
that.
would you want to start back over with a veteran or would you want to start all the way back over with a rookie? You
Exactly.
really don't have nobody can
Exactly.
come in and develop those guys. So this offseason, I know Arthur Smith gone. And I could see either one of those defensive coaches taking over his spot. So what you gonna do? Bring in an offensive coordinator that can call plays? Because like I said, man, CJ Stroud, we talk about a rookie quarterback in Houston last week 470, this week 356, and he got a band on his arm calling his own plays as a rookie. That's a telling story.
Man, don't even
Not
talk
only
about
for
it,
the
man.
quarterback position, but for the offensive coordinator.
Don't even talk
And think
it,
about
man.
this. And think about this. D'Amico Ryans is a rookie coach as well.
Yep.
Don't
This
even
is-
talk
So-
about bands on arms because every time people mention that crap, all I heard all off season, Desmond Ritter ain't gonna have a band on his arm. That's all I kept hearing. That's all I kept hearing. It's like,
Hey, but
Boy.
the only reason I brought it up, Big Low, is because he's a rookie doing that. He was
Yeah.
doing that in college. So
Yeah.
he was prepared to do that. You didn't see Desmond Ritter in college with no wristband on his arm and calling this play and that play. He ran the system that he was given.
he ran the system he was given.
And like I said, man, you got rookie head coaches, first year coaching staff in Houston. They got a 5-4 record going into next week, and to me, they only getting better with time. You put Marvin Harrison on this team next year, it's gonna be over. Hello. Should I keep preaching? Or let me go get that collection plate.
Well, I've been tell you something. One thing we do have to keep in mind is that, like, we thought that Calvin Ridley was going to just go crazy,
Yeah.
and it was going to be a slam dunk that he's going to be coming back to the Jaguars. But did he catch a pass today?
Oh man.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, it's the same situation. He doesn't fit that system. He just doesn't. Because Travis Etienne, I think he got the most catches on the team. He's the running back.
Yeah, that's
Christian Kirk was the number one receiver before Calvin got there. Then you go get Evan Ingram. That's taking catches away from Calvin Ridley. So
yeah.
we thought we was gonna get that second, but hey, we might be stuck with that fourth.
Might be stuck with that 4.
Isn't it another receiver on there that's been balling? Then they have a rookie they just got on the team. What's Jacksonville? Maybe I'm
You might be right.
thinking wrong. Yeah,
Calvin, he did catch 2 passes today for 20 yards.
I can check it right quick.
But let's put it this way: that dream of the second round pick is over.
You think so?
He has to.
Yeah.
They have to re-sign him, man. I don't think they're going to re-sign him for what he. I don't think they're going to re-sign him at all. Let's put it that way. I don't think they are.
It's a possibility, but it's also a possibility it might not come through because as I look at it with Trevor Lawrence, to me, Trevor Lawrence is overrated and they showed it. And I know they played the 49ers, but you talk about a team that was 6-2 entering the game, they should have played San Francisco much tougher.
Bro, Trevor Lawrence, stat. Do you know Trevor Lawrence only threw 2 touchdowns only one time this season? 2 touchdowns in the same game, only one time.
Yep.
He didn't do anything against us.
He just ran all over us. We can't.
Yeah.
Our defense can't handle running quarterbacks. Like we just can't handle. We too slow up front.
And the receiver you're talking about is Zay Jones. Played at Buffalo.
Zay Jones. There you go. Zay Jones.
Zay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
But yeah, I mean, so, bro, at the end of the day, I think it's just one of those cases where we have to. If it was up to me, we would get the announcement tomorrow morning.
I still think we are.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
I really mean this, and I'm not trying to play dramatic person. I really think you'll hear something tomorrow. I really don't think you can go into that Saints game with Arthur Smith as your head coach. I really don't think you can.
Both of y'all remember me saying if he ain't with a winning record at the bye week, he gone. I've been saying this since the season started. Because like I told Augustine last year, I could see him get fired after just 2 years. Because
I told Smitty he was crazy. I said, ain't no way he gonna get fired. I did. Smitty was saying that. Smitty was saying all the stuff that he was saying is coming to fruition right now. And if he doesn't make it through tomorrow or this year, I'm hereby changing this thing.
Arthur Smith is a genius.
To Smitty is a genius. I'm changing it.
But think about it, man. If either one of y'all were 80 years old owning the NFL team, how long could y'all wait? What's the average lifespan?
Not as long as you were when you were in your 70s.
My point exactly.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Because I heard you say that earlier. Somebody was talking about the patience that he had and stuff. That was the 2010s. Arthur Blank. This is now. I don't think Arthur is gonna be as patient. I don't think he is.
Because like I told you with the Dan Quinn thing after the Super Bowl, like I told you, I know you said that next year they made it to the playoffs, but the year after that playoff season was there, they should have beat Philadelphia. So that was their ceiling. After they lost that game, they should have been. And we could have got rid of Matt Ryan. We talking about Deshaun Watson and those guys, Patrick Mahomes.
I remember you saying
you know where I'm going with that. But 80 years old is different from 70. Trust me. It's just 10 years. It's just 10 years, but those years after 70, it seems like a lifetime.
Look, I do need everybody in the chat to do me a favor. If y'all could you please put a hey, hey, ho, ho, Arthur Smith has got to go in the chat. And also, make sure that y'all hit that like button. We would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Thank
I can
y'all
make
so
a little
much.
bit more fun than that, though. Y'all put 3 donuts in the chat. If y'all want me to be a head coach tomorrow. Because, woo, boy, come on.
Yeah, this is so depressing, and I remember how we were feeling after that Green Bay game. I mean, that was just the optimism that we haven't been there in a while. First time 2 games over 500 in 5-6 years, and now we've come to this, and this is just it really is. It's frustrating as a Falcons fan, and I do not blame anybody. I've seen a lot of people before I even got on here. I'm through. I'm done. I'm not coming back to the bins. I'm not that, and I'm not mad at folks for that, because after 8 snaps in preseason of your starting quarterback, after all the drafting of Bijan at the number 8 position, and then all of a sudden today, after the breaking news, he was going to get the ball more. Now we're gonna all the combination of all that is just frustrating me, guys. It is. I'm almost done, but I'm not quite done.
Did he
But
return
think
the punt
about
today?
it. Think about
Say
it.
what now?
Did Bijan return the punt today?
No.
Yes, he did. He did.
He did?
Yeah, he got the first
I
one.
thought that was Scotty Miller.
No, Scotty Miller got the last one. Bijan got the very first punt. First punt. The first punt.
Hey, but I said that too.
Made. Yeah.
I said that in my preview show. I said, get the ball in his hand by any means necessary, even if it kick return.
Yeah.
So
he did.
But have y'all ever noticed that Arthur Smith ain't learned from nothing he done over the first 3 years?
Come on, Bo.
What does he do the very first preseason? You got to hurry up and delete that.
Sick of you, Smitty, talking about my coach.
But think about it though. Very first year, what does he do? Don't play the starter none in the preseason. Very first game, they get ran out of the building by Philadelphia.
Right.
Fast forward 2 years later, don't play the quarterback at all in preseason, probably 1 series. What happens? He win the first 2 games, but the next 4 games, he can't hold on to the football. Repetition is everything. I've been saying that for God knows how long.
It's everything, man.
So
it's ridiculous. See, that's what you put in here. Arthur Smith is a genius.
Hey, I see they put the donuts in the chat too. So hey,
man, it's a lot of donuts in there. It's looking like Krispy Kreme in that thing, Smitty.
Boy, I'm telling you.
Kerry said we all think it's a wrap on Arthur Smith as our head coach, but do we realistically see us making a head coaching change during the bye?
At this point, it don't even matter because to be honest, don't matter who's the coach. And I might be wrong because some coaches that came in halfway through the season turned things around, but they don't gave up on Arthur, man. Let's be real.
But this is not even a knee-jerk reaction, Kerry. This is a what have you seen? For those who are just willing to say, well, let's not do it now because the end of the season. But
right.
7-10.
Same pace for 7-10.
On the way to 7-10 this year. Please tell me what's the difference. Please tell me your tell me what you see that's going to change.
The mustache. You had a mustache beginning of the season. That's something that was different from the other 2 seasons. You had a mustache. It's a lifestyle change. Mustache.
The only way that 3, 7, and 10 work is Vista Lottery. And half the time that don't work.
Hey, I'm just saying. I think you have an opportunity, and I mean this, and I'm not trying to sit here and act like I'm looking at the Jets and the Raiders right now. The Raiders just fired what's his name?
Josh
GM and the
McDaniels.
coach. Yeah.
Josh McDaniels. And they're 4-5. And I know they won last week, and they're not playing like a world beater in the Jets, but they are playing a pretty good defense. Antonio Pierce has changed something. And the difference in the Raiders situation is they're playing in a division with the defending Super Bowl champs.
Yep.
We're playing in a division now where a 5-5 team is in first place, and you got them first game up. Do you really want to take that nasty, stinking morning breath feeling, taste in your mouth against your arch rivals with this last 3 games of coaching that you've had with this guy?
Well, see, that might be the perfect time, to be honest.
It is.
Because if you get them a fresh mindset going into that game with a new coach, hey, it could turn everything around. Who knows?
It really could. And it's not personal. It's never
No, it's
nothing that we're saying is personal. Nobody is saying Arthur Smith is the worst person in the world.
Okay.
Oh man.
But we are saying, I believe this, and I really truly believe this. I'm a big fan of momentum. Yes. And right now you have none.
None.
Zero.
Look at Steve Wilkes last year.
Right. Right.
But
Steve Wilkes took a team that had no business being competitive.
Won 5 or 6.
And almost won the division last year.
Yep. And Big Low said this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Arthur Smith reached his ceiling.
Yeah.
So if somebody reached their ceiling, how much further they gonna take you?
They ain't going no further unless you hire an architect, take that roof off, build a couple more floors, put that roof back on. They ain't finna get no higher. I don't care if your daddy a billionaire. That's just too expensive.
Hey boy, the only way they get higher than that, they standing on Bankhead at 2 a.m. Other than that, it ain't gonna happen.
But yeah, I mean, but you're right, Smitty. It's one of those situations where I think he's done the best that he could do. I mean, it's kind of like dating. You know, we've seen guys or we've seen girls date somebody for a while, they never commit to them, and then they turn around and date that next person, then they just get married. Like sometimes guys and girls are set up guys or set up chicks. Like he's a setup coach. That's what he is.
It's just like throwing alley-oop to Shaq. I'm telling you.
What I'm saying, he's not the one, but he set us up for the one.
Right.
Think about it, Uncle Steve. I'm just saying. He's the setup coach. Like he's not the coach of the future.
I'm trying to see if you're telling me some elaborate way of. Are you saying tricking off someone on it?
I ain't say that. I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say
it
that.
Sounds like a roundabout way.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that, you know, I could think about it. His best coaching is whenever the team was bad. Like whenever we were like, you know, we were like, man, shoot, are we gonna win 4 games this season?
That's the crazy part. You look at the defense from last year to this year, totally different. But the thing is, he had those players with those chips on their shoulder. Yeah. That's why they play harder than the guy that we have now. They got their money, they got their contract, so now they're making business decisions.
Exactly.
Instead of going out and playing.
Exactly. So you can tell Caleb McGarry. You can tell Caleb McGarry playing with the chip on his shoulder.
You can tell Caleb McGarry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He playing with a tater chip on his shoulder because he look like he stay hungry. Because he ain't out there playing worth of crap.
Man, I mean, he can't kick back because he got too much money in his right pocket. He can't kick back fast enough. He got too much
like
money
I said, people call me crazy because he was a journeyman in the NFL. But Elijah Wilkins helped that guard spot down last year. He helped Jake Matthews because Jake Matthews playing like he's 42 years old this year.
Man, I just don't know. All I know is that Arthur Smith was supposed to be the guy who was supposed to come in and fix the offensive line, and it seems like the offensive line is getting worse.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when you ain't got Derrick Henry, things ain't gonna go right. Hello.
See, you ain't do it. See, other people gotta say the hello for you, Smitty. You can't say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See,
Well,
trying to
he
get
ain't got
yourself on.
he ain't got Derrick Henry. That's all I got to
See,
say.
I got you. See, I got you, Smitty. I got you.
Smitty said he was saving time. I was going to say it and hello at the same time. like I do this together.
But what's funny, the same thing happened, and I know y'all remember this coach, how players can get other coaches' jobs. George Seifert went out to Bill Walsh in San Francisco. Had Joe Montana, Steve Young, won a Super Bowl. Goes to Carolina and does absolutely nothing.
That's true. I remember that.
Right.
I remember
So
that.
this is not the first time that is, and it probably won't be the last.
Nah, it's not the first and last time. I just think we all need to kind of look at everything. I think we're all looking at where we come from, but we need to have like a different mindset moving forward of where we want to go. Like 2020, 2021, 2022, like look, 7-10, it was moral victories, but it's like we got a different kind of team, a different kind of talent. So, you know, we trying to legit win. So, I mean, let's go ahead and do that. Like, let's stop playing games.
Hey, and this is how I come up with my thoughts. Why I be, saying the things I say. Because 9 times out of 10, we done seen this story before. And the reason why I said what I said out of Arthur Smith is I look all the way back in early 1990, we had June Jones. He could call a run and shoot offense, but he couldn't lead a team to the bathroom. Think about that. Because when he had Jeff George, one of the better armed quarterbacks in the league,
man, boy,
he didn't know what to do with him.
That boy could throw that ball, boy.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with you again. Not to say I don't understand your analogy, but at least they made the playoffs. At least they had a winning season. Please tell me, for those who keep saying, "We'll just wait to the end." What are we waiting on? Are you saying there's going to be something? It's almost the same progression we're waiting on Smitty's favorite quarterback. I love it, and it's not happening. It's almost like Smitty made a good point. One of the reasons Smitty wanted to get rid of Arthur Smith last year, because Arthur Smith coached himself out of 2 wins last year. Well, actually 3. You coached yourself out of the Washington game for sure. You coached yourself out of the Minnesota game last year. Yep. And then I would even argue you probably coached your same out of the LA Chargers game last year.
So did.
And so fast forwarding to this year, what makes you think any of that is going to change based on what you saw this year with an upgrade of talent? We should have won the division last year, honestly.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. And like you say, you coached yourself out of the game. Why not start Desmond Ridley last year when you know your job safe instead of bringing in a quarterback who ain't played in 2 years and could hit the side of a barn with a bar of soap? Make sense.
Then we knew we could have cut him at the beginning of this year.
Hello.
And we would have been at least knowing what we could do. Right now, we are in purgatory.
Man,
we don't have a quarterback answer. Logan Woodside probably has a better chance of quarterbacking this team in 2 weeks than anybody else. And the coach is absolutely clueless. Folks, we are horrible.
Don't play with
Big Low, where that collection play there?
Just
pass it around.
Take your time. Let it breathe, my brother. Let it breathe. Lord have mercy.
I'm trying.
If Desmond Ridley, we know he wasn't the guy last year. If he started all last year, CJ Stroud would probably be our quarterback.
Well, I mean,
whatever you can do.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, think about this. It's like because y'all mentioned earlier that it's kind of like Arthur Smith's situation is kind of like Desmond Ridder. I feel like it's kind of like Marcus Mariota. It's like you're in the playoff race right now, just like you were last year with Marcus Mariota, and everybody waited and played games with it and saying, "Hey, he's the reason why Arthur Smith kept saying he's the reason why we're in the playoff race to begin with, and then he ended up being the reason why we were out of it. Come to find out, surprise, it wasn't Marcus Mariota. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're in the same situation, except this year it's with the head coach.
That's
So
an
it's like
interesting point. But the same at the same time, he's still the play caller. He's still the coach. So it really don't matter who the quarterback is. That's all
why
I've been saying the whole season.
exactly, and that's why I'm saying it's the coach. Like
Right.
like it's the same situation that we have with Marcus Mariota, except this year it's with the actual coach. We need to move on from the coach so
Right.
we could legit. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I want to see what's gonna happen without Arthur Smith, but I don't want to wait till 2024. I
Right.
want to see what's gonna happen this year. I don't want to have
Right.
to wait through
While
the
we
off
still
season.
got a chance. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I want to have to wait through the off season, go through the draft, free agency, OTAs, mini
Right.
camp, training
Because
camp.
I'm telling you, boy, Arthur Smith could knock over a cup and hit water with the flow.
So judging by that awesome soliloquy you just gave, do we owe Marcus Mariota an apology?
No,
No,
no.
I'm just saying.
he was garbage to begin with.
It was
So
garbage to begin with.
Okay. I
Marcus
was just
Mariota
saying.
being trash. He's like,
I was just checking.
when
I
is
was
y'all
making sure.
when is y'all trash day over there?
Problem. Oh, Tuesday.
It's on Tuesday, right?
We got a lot more fish to fry than Marcus Mariota.
That's what I'm saying. Marcus Mariota, I'm just saying I think Marcus Mariota, he'll be outside on Tuesday. You know,
one
Right.
crazy thing. One reason why I agree with you, Lo. This is why I agree with you. If we find out we got a coach in Wayne that can coach this team going forward, that cuts time on everything.
Exactly.
Now, the only thing that unrealistic, there's no coach that's going to be able to come in here at this moment. Right now, it's going to be Jerry Gray's team.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Either one of those guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant somebody from the outside.
Just like
Now-
you talk about Steve Wilkes last year, who should have got the job in Carolina. That's why they won at 8. Yeah, so hey, we might be sitting on a gym. We don't even know.
We don't even know it. Well, look, man, I know that, I know it's getting late and everybody on here, that, they upset. And
Getting late. Why aren't you still? Oh, sorry.
I thought you were going to say that poetry.
I thought y'all had my backup, man.
Oh, I mean, based
All
off
right.
my contractual obligations, I can't sing back up.
They don't want to hear you anyway, Otis.
I can't say back up, that's, man. But look, man, y'all got anything else that y'all want to say before we finish this thing on out?
If Arthur Smith gets fired tomorrow, I'm going live as soon as it happens, and I'm gonna stay on the stream all day until I can't talk no more.
Smitty basically stole my thoughts. Listen. I mean,
You off tomorrow, right, Augustine?
yes, I am.
So if
Well,
Arthur
we
Smith
did it
get
before.
fired- Right.
Well, we did it before. I really am 60-40 in my heart of hearts, thinking tomorrow we will hear that Arthur Smith is relieved of his duties.
He said
I
back talking
really-
about 60-40.
I really do. I'm gonna say 60-40 only because I don't know what the relationship is with Terry. I think it's really Terry Fontenot more than Arthur Blank, to be honest with you.
Oh, you think so? That's why Terry's so quiet.
I think that's why Terry's been quiet. I think I really do. And if y'all listen real carefully, and I'm not trying to prolong
The
our
writing been
apology.
on the wall.
you
Go ahead.
remember, if y'all paid attention to the press conference on, I think it was Tuesday, and he kind of alluded in the press conference that he kind of I don't think he apologized, but he was saying about how he had been a little uptight in the press conferences. That told me that he went to the principal's office with
Yeah.
somebody on either Sunday or Monday, and they told him, "Hey, man, stop the shenanigans. Stop all the cutting the reporters off in the middle of the sentence. All of that stuff. Kindler, gentler, Arthur Smith. If you've been noticing with the press conferences, mustache off, just humble." But I don't think that's going to be enough to save.
But like I told you, Uncle Steve, before, I think that happened long before now. I think that happened in the Tennessee game when they pulled Desmond Ritter. They done had to talk with him.
Yeah, a little bit. You're right.
Yeah, they don't have.
You're right.
Yeah, they don't have to talk with him long before now. So now he knows he's on borrowed time.
Right.
I definitely see what you're saying, Uncle Steve, about because I've never seen. First of all, like that 6-minute reply to getting Bijan Robinson the ball, it's like,
boy, that was, oh my God.
And it was a situation where it was like, oh, you just don't know how to be nice. Like that's what it was. It was like you could tell he was like you could tell he was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna actually try to be nice and like fully answer their question, and he didn't know how to do it. He literally just rambled for 6 minutes.
And you want me to tell you what it made me, what it reminded me of, and I'm gonna have to whisper this. It was just like women not holding themselves accountable. That's all I got to say, because yeah, you better look around. That's why I whispered.
I make sure Coach Cody hear it.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing. Ain't nothing help. Nothing.
Over there, I love sitting there sleeping on the couch.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Smooth Smitty. All words said are only.
Big Lord Steve don't have no affiliation with the previous statement.
I didn't mean Coach Ronan or I didn't mean Coach Ronan or Miss Johnson, but y'all know what I'm getting at.
Smitty doesn't realize that wives watch this stream. We are hereby not associated.
Oh man!
Oh, y'all might as well go pull that blanket out.
Oh man!
Gonna have me page about things. I love Kira. Get me in trouble.
All right, boy. I got a bad back, man. I can't be sleeping on sofas all kind of ways.
Well, that mean you going to lay back in the F-150 and go to sleep. Oh man.
Y'all off the chain. Man. Smitty,
it's always ignorance when we hooked up. That's just the fun of it. Always ignorance.
Miss Oberto. We ain't get a chance to get with Oberto this time around, but Southern Silk will
we'll get on the stream soon. Trust me, it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe this bye week we all might kind of find a moment. Maybe we can try to find a moment to get folks in.
Oh yeah,
do what we do. But
we might as well go and shut it down one time for the fans.
You know, I always appreciate being on with you guys, man, and especially in a moment like this. I truly do feel, folks, one way or the other, something significant is going to happen this week. I don't know whether it's a coaching change, whether it's a philosophy change, maybe an offensive coordinator would truly call the plays, something different is going to happen during this bye. My betting money is on we'll be seeing some breaking news tomorrow.
Wow.
Yep, I'm on Uncle Steve, so y'all keep that notification on
Stay
because
tuned.
me and Uncle Steve gonna turn it out tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, man.
You already know it. You already know
Yeah.
it.
Cause y'all
Uncle,
know how we rock. We ain't
Yes,
scared to say
sir.
whatever on our mind. Everything that's happening, I've been saying since the beginning of the season, so it's not a surprise to me.
Uncle Steve, you want to tell everybody where they can find you at?
Yes, let me tell you what we can do. Uncle Steve's Lounge. Y'all check it out on YouTube. Y'all can see me on the Monday Minutia, barring breaking news. You see me on the Monday Minutia tomorrow. We'll talk about this atrocity that happened today. Talk about how we deal with things going forward, and I just appreciate Divine Biglow, and always a pleasure to work with you and Smitty, man. Just appreciate it, man.
Definitely. Smooth Smitty, you got anything you want to say before you head out?
No, I think I don't say it all. I'm gonna say for today. I have a reaction video coming
Thank
out
you,
in a little while.
Jesus. Getting us in trouble.
Like I said, I don't say it all. I'm gonna say for today because I done got both of them in trouble. So I need, as my grandma would say, I need to Hirsch. Y'all can find me on the Sports Machine, man. Always Spotify, Smitty Sports Machine, and catch the bye week special this Tuesday, 8:00. Depending on how things going on, we might switch it to tomorrow since we can get everybody on the street tomorrow. But we'll see how it play out. Like I said, if breaking news come out, y'all know we got y'all. So just keep those notifications on. That's all I got to tell you.
Definitely. Look, I do want to start this off by saying, first of all, I don't agree with Smitty's thoughts on.
You can see a shadow. You can see a shadow.
I don't.
Also,
I don't agree
Yeah, I
with
see it right. I see
you
it
see
right
a
now.
shadow of a knife.
I don't agree with. I don't agree with Smitty's thoughts. I'm sorry.
Cold on the show didn't get quiet fast. She must be sitting right there. She's sitting right there.
Playtime is over.
Oh man, but look, man, it's your boy Big Low Country. Y'all make sure that y'all hit that like button. Also, make sure that y'all share the channel with your friends and family. Make sure that y'all subscribe to Smooth Smitty, Uncle Steve. Look, we over here at Big Low Country Sports. Hit that subscribe button over there for us. We would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, we get some news tomorrow. And before we leave, I do want to say something else. I know a few people said, "Hey, we never want to hope a man loses his job."
Okay, you got to feed his family. Exactly.
I'm gonna be the person to say I don't care. If Arthur Smith loses his job, I don't care. Like Arthur Smith is fine. Look, if a man who's the son of a billionaire can't lose his job, who can? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. Like y'all might think if y'all think I'm cruel for that, like look.
If y'all think he cruel, drop a one right quick.
Time out. Smitty, he set it up so perfect. So, yeah, I don't condone. For those of you who feel like we condoning a man getting fired, you can go somewhere.
Big Low lied to y'all just like Arizona did Joshua Dobbs last night.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, man. Look, I'm sorry, y'all. I just said I'm just being honest. Whenever I say I don't care, I don't care. People be like, "Oh, I don't want him to. Oh my goodness, I don't want him to lose his job. I'm clutching my pearls." Like, no, like he could go. Say we waited much too long. I think you need to leave me alone. I think it's time for him to go, bro. Like I don't like. he's the son of a billionaire. Like he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Like all these coaches, they ain't gonna do nothing but get other jobs anyway. So whenever coaches get fired, it's not like us getting fired.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
can
I'm
go work in the
saying?
mail room. Yeah, he's straight.
I mean,
No,
and
he ain't coming to the mail room. All right, now, Smitty,
exactly.
we put him in my job.
I was
in Memphis.
gonna come in there. He's gonna be like, dang, Steve, why y'all use trucks?
Smitty gonna be talking about the truck. Me and Arthur be in the truck.
Yeah, talking about the 4 flat tires. Arthur gonna be sitting right there in the passenger seat.
I've been telling you what's gonna happen. Ultimately, he gonna come and he gonna come to Uncle Steve's job. And he gonna be like, "Hey, Uncle Steve, like, why do y'all use trucks?" Like, I mean, I understand, like, it's one of those situations where y'all want to transport the mail. I tell you what, I got an idea. Let's use El Caminos. Like, wait, what? Like, why you just don't use the truck? Nah. We're gonna use these El Caminos because they're stylish. It's positionless. It's just like a positionless football player. We're gonna use the El Camino to move the mail from now. Like, wait, what's going on? Like that's Arthur
Be like
Smith.
the Amazon driver drive them in the back of their navigator when they run out of trucks.
Man. Well, look, man, I appreciate y'all coming on and chopping it up with us, man. Thank y'all so much.
Man.
You already know what time it is.
After that game today, I needed that laugh.
Yes, sir. You already know it, man. Look, y'all take it easy. Look, we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. Rise up.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be good. Have a good night. I'm going to eat.